Hi, everyone. This is Kathy Mamolen, Psychic Medium. Welcome to today's Pick a Card. Today, I'm going to ask my spirit guides for some evidence, some clues, some signs, personality traits, looks, who your future spouse is going to be, and anything spirit wants to share with me. Now, some of you may be manifesting along with me today, and that's okay. We'll put it out to the universe at the end of the readings. Or some of you may be able to confirm a person that's come into your life that may be transitioning towards your future spouse. So let's see what Spirit has for you in the pick of cards. I do have some charms and initials. I know you guys like those, so we'll be using those today. Your first choice is Group A, and I have falling in love. Sudden feelings that this is the one you have waited and longed for. So if you feel drawn to this card, Group A, this reading will be for you. Group 2 is a marriage. I definitely want to be married someday. I'm looking for my spouse. Who is it? Wedding bells are ringing. Okay, for those of you that would love to have that formal wedding. And I have Group C, which is a perfect match. You complete each other in the most harmonious way. So take a good look at each card. Take a moment, take a deep breath. I will meditate on these cards and I will meet you in your readings in a moment, and I will timestamp them for you in the description. So we'll see you in your readings. If you picked Group A, this reading is for you, and this was falling in love. So sudden feelings that this is the one you have waited and longed for. And you can see there's this kind of stallion in the back that's kind of celebrating, it looks like. And I love these cards because there's like fairy dust that goes around everybody. So there's this sense of magic is in the air. I want to say it that way. Let's get a couple more of these. These are always so pretty. Spirit, we're asking for evidence today for anyone who has found this reading, any sign of the person we may be thinking of. Is this our future spouse? What do we need to know about our future spouse, personality, energy around us? What will this loving energy union be like? When is this connection coming? Can you share us with that? Is there any evidence around that? I have letting go of the past. Time to cleanse your energy to allow more love in your life. So continue to cleanse when you're ready. Of course, you will receive. So make sure that you're ready to receive. And I have, of course, divine timing. Thank you, Spirit. Your love life will soon experience a serendipitous event. So when you do believe that it is out of your control and it is in the hands of Spirit, it really does help in the sense that I just need to know that I'm going to be, this love's going to come to me when it's meant to come to me. And really, that's the best way to think of it. So that divine timing, Spirit and I have a little joke with that divine timing. It comes into almost every one of my readings in one way or another. So let's see what they have for you. Spirit, please share with me this loving connection, this energy of somebody I'd want to spend the rest of my life with. I have hot and ready. Okay. So somebody who thinks you're hot, somebody who's very, very attracted to you. I have a stalemate energy. So maybe somebody is waiting to make the next move. Maybe we are off to a slow start, or we're a little bit of a who's making the next move, who's taking it to the next level. We could be a little bit of, we're not talking about the elephant in the room as far as we both want to have a future together, but we're not quite there yet to propose or to start talking about it yet. I have perspective, like sexy shoes. Spirit wants you to know that it's not just a physical connection, that there is a lot more going on here. This person just happens to be enjoying you and enjoying this connection. So I don't want you to think it's just physical is how it's coming into me. It is a new beginning, and they're excited about this new beginning. And there's a part of me feels like they just want to savor every part. They don't want it to go. They don't want it to go like full steam ahead and skip ahead, because it's more of a, I don't want to miss anything. I want to go through all the stages, and I respect that. I respect that I want to fall in love with you and I want to have the first kiss and I want to get to know you. So I do respect that. I have a magician, this infinity symbol. Look for an infinity sign. Maybe it's a tattoo. Maybe it's you just start seeing it everywhere. I have a high priestess. I have a chariot. And I have strength. There's the affinity symbol again. They do want you to know it is going to move forward. And there is a beautiful spiritual connection in this particular connection. You both could be very spiritual people. You both could be very empathic. You could come from a very spiritual upbringing. But it is a feeling of, I feel that soul connection. I do feel like it's something that we talk about very early on. I think that it's very important to one particular person, at least, that this is a big part of my life, my spiritual growth. I feel like maybe one of you may feel like you're gifted in some way, whether you're intuitive, you're a light worker, you're empathic, but it is a feeling of, I need you to know that about myself. I feel like that person loves that about you. I feel that they see that as a beautiful quality, you know, this magician where, you know what, I love the magic in you. I love that you are so connected to your angels or your spirits, or I love the way you think and feel and love. I love how connected you are to the universe. So I feel like your person loves that about you. And I do feel like that's one of the first thing that bonds you together. It's almost this sense of like angels coming together. It's a little bit of we're both earth angels, and maybe you're just both really good people and you're meant for each other. You know, sometimes the best people find each other, and everybody who loves those people are so happy because they're like, you found your perfect match. So you both could be just walking earth angels that somehow in this beautiful lifetime find each other. Spirit loving messages. I have toxic attachments to drugs and alcohol. I use them to suppress the pain of not having you in my life. That feels like somebody has some kind of toxic karmic energy from their past. Somebody who had a drug addiction, somebody who had alcoholism. Could be a family member, could be just an ex of some kind. And I'm not feeling that with this new connection because I feel this earth angel energy. So I feel that maybe Spirit's giving you something totally different than what you had to experience the last time. So maybe they're trying to show you that, no, this person's personality is totally different. They're not interested in drugs. They're not interested in alcohol. So maybe that's something that you really need to hear and know. I never believed in love at first sight until I looked deep into your beautiful eyes. So you have somebody coming forward, ready to charge forward with this chariot. And it's an inner knowing that there's something more going on here. So did they fall in love with you when the first time they met you, their first impression, that first date? Part of me feels like that first date is a very traditional date. It's somebody that says, let's go out for drinks and appetizers or a light dinner. I do feel like it's I've never met you before date, and we meet for the first time and we have to get over that hurdle of getting to know each other. But Spirit's saying that we are impressed with each other. And I do feel like that first date is in it's in an evening, but it's more like earlier on, like a cocktail hour or happy hour or something like that, like 5 to 7. We're not going to stay out all night. You know, it's just like, I feel like a very short period of time. Like, yeah, let's meet for happy hour. Let's introduce ourselves. I do feel like there's a crowd. Spirit just said there's a crowd in the background. So it could be a bar, it could be a local hangout, it could be somewhere that has small tables and a bar on the other side, something like that. But they do say that there's a crowd of people. So there's lots of people. There's a big parking lot they're showing me. So I feel like I'm safe. I walk across the parking lot. There's lots of people around. So I do feel like it's a traditional, very traditional first meeting. You've helped me realize that I do deserve love despite my upbringing. This person may have some kind of, I don't want to say dysfunction, but that's probably the best way to say it. I don't have a great relationship with my father. My father took off when I was a kid. My mother raised me. So there's this kind of, I come from a dysfunctional energy. Maybe this person comes from the alcoholic home, and that's why they're not interested in alcoholism, because it was part of their upbringing, and they're like, I don't want anything to do with it. So I watched what it did to my family. So there could be some kind of dysfunction. Unfortunately, it doesn't mean it's in them. It just means that they might have some, I think everybody's family is dysfunctional in some way. So nobody's perfect. I keep seeing your name and things that remind me of you everywhere around me. So that is also a sign. I see the car that you drive. I hear your name. I see your initials. I see your birth date. I swear to God, I, just see things that just are kind of in front of me, like, God, show me a sign. And then you see your person's name, like on a billboard, driving on a highway. So there's a part of me that says, you know what, Spirit's going to very intuitively show you over and over again that this person is somebody you should be with. Let's get some initials. Spirit, please share with me some initials. First initials, last initials. You could spell a person's name for those of you that are in a relatively new beginning. Otherwise, just keep your eyes open for these kinds of things. I have the letter O, V. I have an A, D, K. I have an L, another K. I have an N, U, Q. I have an O. I have an S. I have an A, G, W, K. I have an I. Let's get a couple more of V, R, and a D. Okay, so some of you may definitely get your arms around some of those letters, and they may have significant meaning. Spirit, what sign may our future spouse be, or our sign as a confirmation, evidence? I have an Aquarius, Cancer. I have a Virgo. I have a Scorpio. And let's get one more. And I have a Libra today. And I know my charms also always have some signs, so we may pick up some other signs. Spirit, tell me more about this person's energy, personality. This just flipped over. I love it. Sparks, chemistry, new passion. I have some creativity in this person. That's coming into me more as I think outside of the box about things that I want to do with you. So this person does, I'm going to say plan events, okay? That they don't just say, hey, let's go out to dinner. They actually think about somewhere they'd like to take you. Maybe they do a little research into types of restaurants or really good reviews on things. I feel like they put in this, I'm going to say above and beyond extra effort. And I feel like that definitely impresses you. Like, it's not like, well, where do you want to go tonight? They're like, oh no, I know where we're going, and we've got reservations, and I'm going to pick you up at such and such a time. And you're kind of blown away, because maybe there hasn't ever been anybody in your life who actually went to that effort. And the things that they plan are, I'm not going to say they're off the chart romantic, but they're very nice, and they are above and beyond. And they're saying creating memories. Aw, like, these are our first dates, and they were special, and they were something different, and they are creating memories. So this person has some creativity in them with just planning and doing things. They like that. That's fun. I have gossip, drama, negativity, and pettiness. But that is more of a feeling of, I don't want drama in my life. They're saying this person has more of a calming personality, that they would be leaning more towards the introvert than the extrovert. So they're not interested in high maintenance. They're not interested in drama. They're not interested in chaos around them. They're pretty steady. They're a planner of some kind. They kind of like things to be organized. So I would say they're the person that says, I'm just not into drama. I just can't. High maintenance. I'm out of here. So that could be just a conversation we have. I have sheltered off, trust issues, insecurities. That could be either one of you. It could be just I struggle with somebody in particular who really did a number on me. And it's not that I don't trust other people. I'm just working through some old wounds. I'm working through an old pain about trust. I know that you're not that person. I know that you're not the person that hurt me, but maybe it's feeling vulnerable. Spirit saying that we can be vulnerable with each other. The rain is coming into me as rainy season. So that seems to tell me that this person could live somewhere where there is, like I live in Florida. So in the winter time, like now we're heading into summertime. In the afternoons, it gets really, really rainy. So tropical areas, somewhere where there's a rainy season is how I feel, or an area in the country or a country that has a tendency to have a lot of rain. London, somewhere that has a lot of rain in a particular period of time. But that just came into me as kind of like an add-on feeling. So there could be a lot of rain around us. We're used to it, Spirit said. It's just part of life. We've grown up with it. It's part of who we are. So it's not something I'm worried about. I'm good at communicating. I feel like we talk over, this is a cup of coffee, but I feel like we have long conversations at a table, whether it's we're sitting and having drinks at night, we go out after work, we have drinks, something like that. Or we sit and we talk about our feelings, news of the day, things going on in our life. But I do feel like we are one of those couples that enjoy sitting across from each other and talking. And we have this beautiful sense of communication, this back and forth communication. Spirit's saying we share everything. There's nothing that we can't discuss. There's nothing that we're afraid to discuss. This person's very open about their past, their family, their feelings. They're saying that they want to be that way because they want to have a very close relationship with somebody, and they don't want to hold those things back. They want you to know who they are. So ask them questions. There's nothing that they won't, that they're going to hide. There's nothing that they're holding back. They do want a future. They want a future family. For those of you that would like to have children still, that there's a sense of, I want a family, I want a home, I want to buy a home together. I'd love to have a dog, but I'm not somewhere where I can have a dog. I want to buy a house that has a yard that we could fence in. I'd love to have a pool. I think that a pool would be nice. I love to hang out at home. I love to have barbecues in my backyard, they're saying. So this person is, for lack of better terms, kind of a homebody person. I do feel like I like to take care of the yard. I like to garden. I like to, plant bushes, like trim bushes. I don't know how to say it. But I feel like I like to kind of putter out in the yard. So I do have a couple of people here that enjoy being at home, aren't afraid to be at home. Like they like just kind of doing projects around the house and getting things done. I do feel like I work hard. I feel like I have a traditional work week for both people. I have more like a 9 to 5 energy. I feel that we both have busy days. So our nights and our weekends are our primary time that we spend together. Spirit, tell me more about this connection. I have a 4 of Cups. I have a 3 of Pentacles. I have a 10 of Cups. And I have a Page of Swords. They're sharing with me that somehow you met through work. Now, you might not stay working together for some reason, but you may have met through work, or you may be meeting through something with work. But it doesn't feel like we work together. So we could work in the same building. We could be in different departments within the same company. Our paths could have crossed somehow as they work for the company as a subcontractor, but it's a feeling of connecting somehow through work. And then maybe we set up that first date, and this person's definitely impressed by you. I want to get to know you. I'm starting to talk to you. I'm reaching out to you. So this person reaches out to you is how it just came into me. I also feel like they've been waiting for the right one. I feel that they've gotten, I want to use the word discouraged or bored with dating, that it just hasn't been what it used to be. It's just kind of a drag to them because they're not meeting anybody that excites them anymore. And I feel like with that excitement chemistry card I had, where's the sparks? Okay, here it is. These two can go together. That this boredom, or this, I haven't been excited about anybody for a long time, I feel that you're the first person that sparked their interest. So they're definitely curious about you. They're attracted to you. They like to sit across the table and talk to you for endless hours. So I'm going to say other people bored them, okay? That you could be the first person that can hold their attention. And then the 10 of Cups, of course, is, I feel that we can be very, very happy together. We could have a beautiful marriage, a very happy home. They're saying you're very, very compatible with each other, that you just enjoy each other's company. You're in the same space with each other, and there's not a lot of drama. You rarely fight, if ever. I mean, I know people argue, but we're not talking about somebody raising their voice or storming out of a house. Like, neither one of us have those personalities. So I feel like we don't have a problem with, we just get along. I mean, for the most part, we just get along, and we just try to respect each other and have this very comfortable home together, is how I feel. And the Spirit's sharing with me that we have almost like a routine. And I don't know if it's extended families or our kids. Maybe if you're older, maybe if you were older, you'd have kids. But I feel like we have like this open house every Sunday, that whoever wants to come over for hamburgers and hot dogs, everybody brings something. It's food on the grill, and it's just a very open house. Like, whoever can make it that Sunday comes, family, friends. And I feel like we do it all the time. Like, it's very consistent. So it's two people that love having people around them. It's two people that love to entertain and have their family at least one day a week do something very specific with their family. So that feels nice. Okay, so let's see what the charms are saying. Let's see if we can get some more evidence. Let's see. Okay, this beautiful bowl, and let's see what they're saying. Okay, let me get a couple more. Okay. All right, what am I feeling? Turn some of these over. Okay, I have a Pisces energy. Okay, and I have a Taurus, and I have a Taurus. Okay. I have a sheep, and it's not a black sheep, but I feel like your person, because there's like this dysfunctional part of their family, or it could be your family, that this sheep looks happy. This sheep, I feel, instead of being like a black sheep, and I'm not like connected to my family, I feel like it's the opposite. I feel like this person does everything in their power to keep the family that they have together, because there maybe have been a time in their lives where it was pulled apart, or we just weren't acting like a family. We weren't doing things together. So whether it's just this person's natural personality, or they just want to make sure that everybody in their family, like they've taken on the role of making sure that family stays in contact with each other and we're there for each other. And maybe that's why we're doing this kind of weekly barbecue thing, or weekly, family day. It's more of a feeling, I want to make sure that we all stay together. It's important for us to stay together. So they've taken on that role as the kind of glue for the family. And I feel like that's really important to them. Keep everybody kind of working together and helping each other. I have a camel. It came into me as I can go a long way. Like, I can go a long way working on something. I can put a lot of time and a lot of effort into reaching a goal. And I'm just going to keep going and going and going and going. Like a camel doesn't have to have water forever, right? So it's almost this feeling of, once I set my mind on a goal, I just keep going and I just don't give up. So I somehow get there to my destination. So this person's probably somebody who wouldn't give up on a marriage. They wouldn't give up on this relationship. They're not going to ever give up on you, Spirit just said. So that feels really good. I have a ladybug. I do want you to look for ladybugs as just a sign. Keep your eyes open for ladybugs. Here's the creativity. Now the creativity could be coming in, like I said, this planner energy where they kind of plan these kind of fun dates that are a little bit above and beyond. They could have a good eye. Maybe they're the person who in the house likes to pick everything out. They could have just a great sense of color or style, or they just, they like to decorate. Could be that. I have here's a present. The present is coming into me as, I'm going to put the creative and the present together as well, because I feel like that is also something the same as they would do for a date, that they would kind of put the extra energy into it. Birthdays, anniversaries, Christmas or holiday, you're not going to get a gift card. You're going to get something that's very personal. They're going to take their time and shop for it. They're going to have it wrapped. It's going to have a card that they sign and say something personal in it. So they're going to be somebody who puts in that kind of effort into knowing it's something that you would really want. Okay, so it's again, this above and beyond energy. I have a headset. That feels more like I listen to audio, like books. Books on audio is how it came into me. Maybe they have a long commute. Maybe they listen to audiobooks, or they have a headset. Maybe they commute, and maybe they ride a subway, or they are on a train, and they use like earbuds, something like that. But it did come into me as I listened to books on audiobooks. So that somebody, maybe that's something that they really like to do. I have a bag, and I have a perfume bottle, and I have this kind of dress up shoe. Okay, this high heel. So there is a sense of class to that. There's a sense of, I want you to get dressed up. I'm not going to tell you where we're going, but wear something nice because we're going somewhere decent. So there is a sense of elegance. There's a sense of class in this connection, that I like to get dressed up. We get dressed up to go out on occasion. They're saying, not always, but on occasion. So that feels nice. I have a guitar, but it has little wings, so it feels more like a wish. It feels more like, I wish I could play an instrument. I wish I could play a guitar. Maybe when I retire, I'm going to take guitar lessons. I admire people who can play a guitar. So it felt more like a wish, like that's something I've never done, but I wish I could. So maybe somebody out there is, on their bucket list is I want to take some kind of music lesson. And I have a ship's wheel, and that is coming into me as, again, this person who has this feeling of, I want to move this forward. I'm like full steam ahead energy, steering the ship, making plans. They see their destination. I really do. I feel like right from the beginning. Now, whether they're going to say it out loud to you or not, I feel like right from the beginning, they see the destination as, I really could see myself with you. I really could see settling down, having a home, having a family, doing family things with you. So I do believe people start to think along those lines very, very early on in a relationship. So I feel like your person thinks that right from the beginning. Spirit, please share with me. Now, as far as looks, the first thing that came into me, and I think the energy of the personality is one who's somebody who's pretty fit. I would say that. I feel like you both take care of yourself. Your fitness is important. Now, are you bodybuilders? Not necessarily, but do you like to go for walks and hikes and take care of your body and eat as best you can? I'm going to say yes. I'm asking about hair color, eye color. I have dark hair. I actually have dark. I feel like both have dark hair. Both have dark eye. Both of you may have dark eyes. I do have a big, beautiful smile. I'm seeing beautiful smiles. I love your smiles. They're saying long. I have long hair. When somebody has long, straight hair. I have glasses. Somebody's wearing glasses. They could be wearing contacts. Let's get some love messages. I'm in tune with what your body needs. I love that. I want to help. I want to satisfy you is how I felt. I mean, in the beginning, there was a lot of sexual energy and there was a little bit of a concern, like, is that all they want? No, that's not all they want. It's just that they're totally into you. That's nice. You're so easy to please and I want to give you more. And I do feel that. There's no one I trust my heart with but you. I feel that we are going to be very vulnerable with each other, more vulnerable than we've ever been with anyone else. So I think that that's important. My family's crazy about you, and I can't say I blame them. The family is very important. It's not just... It could be that this person is like the oldest child and they try to keep the family together. Maybe the parents are both gone and they try to keep the siblings together, the cousins, the nieces and the nephews. They just try to keep it all together. So I feel like that's something that's very important to them. Okay. They're showing me nails for some reason. It could be you, it could be them, but I have beautiful nails. I get my nails done and I might have long braids. I might have long extensions. So I have beautiful braids in my hair also. Not all the time, but I feel like I have beautiful long braids. So somebody may put in extensions. Spirit, please share with me. When? That's always the question. When? I have within a year. Now, what a difference a year can make. I see the crown. It could be part of a veil. And you could meet this person. And in a year from now, you could know that this is the person you want to spend the rest of your life with. I have next week. There you go. Next week. And I have sooner than expected. So those are some clues for today. And if they connected to you, let me know in the comments. If you are manifesting along with me today, let's put this out into the universe together and claim it. Okay. So I want to thank Spirit for these messages today. If you picked Group B, marriage, this reading is for you. So wedding bells are ringing. Is this the person that you want to marry? Is this the person that's coming into your life that is definitely going to lead to a committed relationship, Spirit? Please share with us their energy, any personality traits, what our energy would be like together, any clues, any signs, what they look like, anything you want to share with me in this reading. I'm listening for you now. I have a life partner. Your romance is stable and ready to go the distance. So life partner to me says, we will go through everything together, the good times, the bad times. I'm going to be by your side, and I'm going to be your partner, financially, health-wise, taking care of our home, creating a nice home together. So a partner who truly is there for you. So that feels nice too. We expect that with our spouse, but it is a sense of we're really in this together for the long run. Spirit, please share with me. I have an illusion. I want to be careful that I don't fall in love with somebody that doesn't want the same things that I want with these rose-colored glasses. You know what you want. You know that you're looking for a lifetime commitment, a lifetime partner. So Spirit knows that as well, and Spirit will bring you what it is that you're asking for. I have been healing. I have been waiting for you. This person could have spent some time alone. They could be divorced or ended a long-term relationship. They could say to you, I've been single for a while. I really just wasn't interested in another relationship. I really just wasn't looking for it. So this could come into you unexpectedly. I'm going to see what the cards say, but it was almost like they weren't looking for it. But when you arrive, they couldn't say no, but they weren't out looking. So it's going to be a very organic meeting for sure, because this person is not out searching for you. I'm playing it cool. I don't want to show you that I'm so excited about you. Little bit of I want to make sure that I'm not being goofy or I love bomb you too much. So this person could be really excited about you, but they're almost holding back. They could be controlling themselves from trying to call you all the time or text you all the time. Or if they see you one day, they really would like to see you the next day, but it would be too soon. So they wait a couple of days. So they're almost trying to slow it themselves, slow their own energy down. So that tells me that they're just really excited about you, that they were not expecting you to come into their life. And I think you're going to blow them away is what's going to happen. I have a soul level. This is a soul level, and these are all gems. So you're a gem. I see you as a shining star. I see you as a diamond. This feeling of, I just struck it. I struck gold, this feeling of, oh my God, how did you come into my life when I least expected it? So I feel like this is going to be a very serendipitous energy that we meet in some random place. Spirit saying, I did just get a sense of a park. I don't know if you have dogs, you're walking dogs, a dog park, or we're just kind of passing by each other or we're sitting in a park. But it feels very, very random. Like we just start talking and, do you come here often? Where are you from? What's your name? Just some random stranger that God puts in front of you, but maybe there's a connection that somebody stops and says hello to your dog, or, it's a neighborhood park that you bring your dog to every day and they see you consistently, so there was that kind of a feeling. But I did see a park for some reason. Maybe we live near a park. I have a Six of Pentacles. I have a Four of Swords. I have a Knight of Wands. And I have a Seven of Cups. I do feel like this person has been on hold. I will say that. And I also feel like they knew there was a lot of people out there that they probably could date different people. It's not like they couldn't date whoever they wanted to. It's more of a feeling of I just wasn't interested. And then this beautiful Six of Pentacles is like, you're the first person that they want to put some energy into. Like, I want to give you, I want to put time. I actually want to do things for you. And they have this kind of burst of energy with that night of, I feel passion again. I feel attraction to somebody again. I can't wait to get to know you. I can't wait to see you. I'm fantasizing about you. So I'm going to say that you caught them off guard, but in all the right ways. That feels good to me. I have a Magician. I have a High Priestess. I have a Six of Cups. And I have a Queen of Cups. This came into me as the more I get to know you, the more I realize how amazing you are. And I do feel this Queen of Cups is, you may feel that you are not as confident about your body as you would like. And I think a lot of us aren't, you know, like your self-esteem, or I wish I could lose weight, or I'm heavier than I should be, or whatever it is. They love you for who you are, is what Spirit needs you to know. So it's almost like they love you for your curves. They love you for your hips, your, you know, whatever it is. But they love you exactly the way you are, all of you and everything about you. So for anybody out there who struggles with, are they going to love me for me? Yes, they love you inside and out. Okay, so it has nothing to do with your body being perfect or not perfect. And they say they're not perfect either. So this person doesn't have a perfect body. They could be very healthy, but they don't think they're perfect either. But they try, is what Spirit's saying. You know, they're trying. They try to eat healthy. They watch their weight. They go to the gym, you know, but they're not perfect. And, you know, they don't even try to be perfect anymore. So they're not looking for somebody who's perfect either. And I think all of us have imperfections. So it's somebody who, the bottom line is somebody who loves you for you and exactly the way you are. And that's what they're going to say. They're going to say, I love you exactly the way you are. Okay. You don't have to change anything for me. So if that's something that you struggle with for some reason, whoever this spouse is, it's not going to matter to them. You're going to be the most beautiful, handsome person on the face of the earth to them. Let's see what the feelings are. Your love has changed me, and I can never go back to the way things were in the past. So they were alone is how it just came into me. And they didn't struggle with being alone. They probably didn't mind being single. But now that they have somebody to share their life with, they don't want to go back. They don't want to go back to being alone. They didn't realize that they were lonely until they were with you. So they love to be with you. They're saying that they love to have a friend. They love to have the companionship. They love to have somebody to do things with. So that is important to them. During this time apart, I've done a lot of self-reflecting, and I recognize how deep our connection is. So I'm going to say that there was somebody that they separated from. Maybe there's some, I don't know, maybe it took them a long time to get over somebody. Maybe they struggled with, I thought I was still in love with that person. I couldn't get over that person. But when they meet you, maybe you're the person who finally lets them free, and they cut that tie and they go, what was I doing? Thinking that that person would ever come back, or that I had feelings for that person. So you could be a good healer in a sense to them. They could have a little bit of an open wound still, and maybe you open their eyes to, it's really time to love again. And that's why you came in out of nowhere. So sometimes people don't realize what they're missing until it's right in front of them. You know, that's really probably what's going on. Words could never express how much love, appreciation, and respect that I have for you. I appreciate you. I respect you. I honor you. Now that's somebody that you do want to marry. I mean, that's somebody that you do want to have as a spouse, because that's important. I'm working on myself so we can come into union. I need you to trust me right now. So if this person isn't in your life yet, just remember there's two sides of the equation. If you feel like you're ready, they could be doing some healing. They could be trying to cut ties. They could be trying to get over somebody. They need to be alone right now. So we've got to make sure that we're both emotionally available to be in this connection. Let's grab some initials. Now, some of you maybe have somebody in mind. Let's start to see if we can get some clues or evidence. So first initials, last initials. Maybe you'll spell your person's name. It's always fun. Your name. I have the letter D. I have a K, S, an L, an A, a U, an O, I have an E, I, V, M, N, Q, F, Y, and let's get one more, and a Z. So some of you may connect to those. So let me know if those have any meaning to you. Spirit, what sign may my person be? This could be your sign. This could be their sign. Spirit, please share with me. I have a Cancer. I have a Virgo. I have a Libra. I have a Gemini, and I have an Aries today. Okay, and I know my charms do have some additional signs, so we may get those. Tell me more about this connection, personality, anything about the meeting. I feel like it's very casual. Like I said, I feel like it's just two adults and some random organic situation where we just started talking, and I think somebody said, you know, do you want to grab a cup of coffee? And the other person said, yeah, that sounds fine. You know, yeah, let's grab a cup of coffee. So it really feels very serendipitous, but it also feels very right place at the right time with the right person energy. So keep that in mind. Making amends, apologies, and forgivenesses. So I'm going to say that your person had to let somebody go, that maybe they didn't have closure with somebody, and maybe they had to forgive that person just on their own so that they could move on with something new, because I really feel like this connection caught them off guard, but at the same time, they looked at what was right in front of them and they said, you know, I'd be crazy to not give this a chance. You know, even if I felt like I wasn't looking for it, you don't get to decide who or when you meet somebody. So when somebody's put in front of you and it feels good and it feels right, you don't say, oh, I think I'm going to wait a little while longer until something else happens. But it's a feeling of taking advantage of that timing, you know, and just kind of being aware of how the universe works, you know, that people are put in front of us for a reason. Freeing ourselves. Look at this, making a wish, getting rid of negativity, getting rid of maybe that old wound or somebody who was holding me back from moving on. I have a muse. You're inspiring me. This person may be connected to entertainment. They could be connected to some kind of a persona, like a professional persona of some kind. I'm an actor, I'm a comedian, I'm a singer, I'm in a band, I'm a social influencer that I'm trying to grow. I have, they're saying messages, that I have messages. So this person could be some kind of messenger that they are healing or helping people through these messages. It could be you also. I have somebody was ignoring me on purpose. Yeah, there's a lot of wounds. I was kicked to the curb. I was ghosted. Maybe you guys have, both have war stories on both sides. But I want you to look at it this way, that God removes people from our lives when we're not going down the right path. And at the time it hurts. It's so painful. It's horrible. And then they put somebody else that's in our life that we're meant to marry, spend our lifetime together, create a home and a family. And we look at what is put in front of us and we look back and go, oh, thank you, God. Thank you for removing that from my life, because that was not going to work. And I didn't see it when I was in it. So it had to be removed. So sometimes Spirit really is doing us a favor and we just don't see it when we're in it. But this is going to be a good example of something so much better has come along. I have a cycle. I'm learning to break free of a cycle. I was struggling with somebody maybe on and on again, off again for a long time. And, it's interesting because it's almost this feeling of the family says, oh, this person's been always in their life. And then the right one came along and then that's the one they marry. Like that's how it just came into me. So I feel like the family gives the approval for you. I feel like the family, I hate to say it, of course, likes you better. I feel like the family is like grateful that they finally have moved on and they have somebody decent and amazing to be with. So I just feel that it was the cycle is broken would be definitely what's going on. I have sheltered, I have trust issues. I struggled with trust. So we'll get through those and we'll get through those together. But that tells me this person is vulnerable to at least admit it, that, I'm going to be honest with you. I really have deep feelings for you. And I just don't want my heart to be broken. And they're saying that the more that we share those types of feelings, the more committed we become. So the emotional commitment grows over time. So that feels really nice. I have winter time, no progress in the winter time. So maybe you didn't meet anybody in the winter time. Now we're heading into the springtime. Maybe this connections in the spring, summer. I'm thinking of you and I can't get you out of my mind. Now, there was also a feeling of a telepathic connection, that I feel like I've known you from somewhere, or I swear you're out there, or maybe that's why this random meeting was pretty casual, because maybe you recognized each other from a past life, that it was a soul connection. Now, I'm seeing blonde hair. Okay, blonde hair, ponytail, always like able to pull, both, wearing it down or a ponytail, but ponytail. I also feel that I do feel Caucasian on at least one side. And the other person I feel like has brown hair, brown eyes. Somebody might have blue eyes. Okay, somebody might have blue eyes, lighter color eyes. I don't feel extremely tall. I feel more average. I feel like we're not necessarily the same height, but we're not that big of a difference, maybe a couple of inches at the most. But so we're about the same height. We're both average height. We're not very, very short. We're not super, super tall. We're both kind of average. Spirit shared with us, we both admit that we're not perfect. So somebody maybe not, I'm not happy with, I wish I could lose weight in my hips. I wish I could lose weight in my stomach, somebody says, so it's that kind of a feeling to me. But I think that's like every single couple out there that says that. I feel like they're saying jogging. I don't know if somebody wears like exercise clothes, almost like yoga clothes, or jogging out, like a something that you would work out in, like go to yoga in or go to the gym in. But they have a tendency to wear those clothes just casually a lot because they're just comfortable. So I do feel like they like those types of clothes, that whether they're sweatpants, exercise pants, shorts, things like that. But it feels like gym clothes that I have a tendency to wear a lot of. Spirit, please share with me. What is it that you have? We're going to get some feelings. What doesn't break us, breaks us, makes us indestructible. That came into me as we're going to be really strong together. That with you by my side, I feel like we can handle anything. It was almost this sense of we can get through anything is how it's coming into me. I love waking up next to you. Okay, do you have a snorer? I just got a snorer, but I feel like the other person tolerates it. But I do have somebody who snores on one side. Our love is so complex, but I wouldn't have it any other way. I feel like we have a lot to learn about each other, and that's okay. We want to learn everything about each other. I feel like we both have a history. I would say that. I feel that on one side or the other, we have either a divorce with children involved. So I do feel like that's part of the history that I want you to get to know, like how I got to this place in my life. I'm a single parent and I've been raising my kids or whatever. So I do feel some of that is going on around this connection. What you love, I love too. So we have a lot in common. Let's see what the charms are saying. I like the we have a lot in common. That's important. I think that we are compatible is very important. Let's grab some charms. I have a beautiful bowl of charms. Let's see if we can get some more clues. They're saying this person's very understanding. Okay, maybe that's one of their best qualities is that they're a good listener, or they have empathy, sympathy for other people, something like that. That feels nice. Okay, understanding. All right, let's get some charms. Okay. All right, so this love is jumping right out at me. I'm going to say crazy in love. I am. I'm going to say that there's a part of me that says, I feel like a teenager again. And they're saying it's a deeper love this time. They know it's going to be a committed love. They know that it's somebody that they're going to spend the rest of their life with. So I feel like this person before you will have wind of them knowing they want to marry you. They'll know it. They'll know it a lot sooner than it actually happens or before we start talking about it. So very much in love. Gorgeous. I have a Leo energy. I have a Taurus. I have a Capricorn. Okay, this disco ball. I feel that it's more of a joke, that it's the type of music they listen to, or they like things that they don't care what people think. I like disco. You know, somebody says, it could be you. I like disco music. I like the beat, whatever. But it could be, they don't care what people think, even if it's like old fashioned or outdated or nobody listens to that anymore, of course. They don't care. It's like, I like it. So they stand true to what they like. They stand up for things that they like. But I feel like it's more of a, like kind of funny in a way. Okay, so I have a crab and I have a lobster claw. So I've got somebody who loves shellfish. And I could like to travel to a certain seafood store or seafood restaurant where they steam. Like this could be somebody who likes to sit at like a picnic table with the brown paper on the table and the steamed crabs come out and you just sit there and pick at them, or lobsters or something like that. So they could love to pick apart crabs. Okay. Crawfish, crabs, lobsters, anything like that. Okay. What's this? Okay. Love your lips. I love your lips. A kiss. I'm going to say kiss. I'm going to say affection. I am going to say I'm affectionate. I think that that's important always. What is this little guy? Okay, I have a sweet tooth. All right. My downfall is anything from the bakery. All right. So I love baked goods. That's my downfall. Cupcakes, cakes, cookies. I definitely have a sweet tooth. And I have bought a glass of wine. So it's almost this feeling of, not that it's a problem. I'm not feeling like it's a problem. But if I gave up sweets and alcohol, I could lose 10 pounds, but I don't want to because I like it. So it's kind of like I need to live. So those are their two vices. All right. Maybe wine or a drink, or I like sweets. And I think that's a lot of people's vices. So let's face it. All right. I have a apple and I have a cherry. I guess if I had a choice between fresh fruit and that cupcake, and you said to me, what are you going to pick? I think I'd pick the cupcake. So I really am going to go with this person has really got a sweet tooth. They have a hard time saying no. Okay, that's okay. All right, I have a turtle and I have this bird. I'm going to put this out here with this little heart. I have a little heart, a little bird, and I have a turtle, and I have a sun. And it came into me as I love to do anything that's in nature. So if they have a chance to go somewhere that's like a nature preserve, nature walk, a zoo, they love stuff like that. They love to see wildlife. They love to see animals. They love to learn about animals. So they're just pretty interested in kind of those that kind of world, animal world, and animal kingdom world, I guess. So they love to do stuff like that. Let's go and walk around and see the manatee. Let's go on a boat and see see if we can see dolphins. Like they would love to do that. So this person's pretty, as far as outdoor stuff, that would be the type of stuff they like to do. I have a teddy bear. And I did feel like there was a child. I did feel like a child. So maybe a daughter on either side. There could be a daughter, that little pink teddy bear. I have a flower wreath and I have a fan. And that is leaning me towards some kind of Asian. Maybe we have some Asian culture and family members. So, or one side of us is definitely Asian or some kind of Asian, because it just looks like Polynesian to me for some reason. I don't know. Just the flowers feel Polynesian. Okay, so these are our charms. Okay, so they're nice. So we've got somebody who likes shellfish. So that's always a nice quality. Let's see when. Spirit, when is this person coming into our life? Any timeline that's important around this connection? When? I have March. Okay, that could be a birthday month also, but I feel lucky. I have autumn. Autumn leaves are falling. I have June. You could meet this person in June, and by the fall, you guys know that this is the one. And it can happen that fast. You know that it can happen that fast. People do it all the time. I'm going to spend the rest of my life with this person. I just know it. And I have in the summertime. So you can meet this person at any time. And throughout the summer, throughout the fall, we are going to, fall in love and realize that we're perfect for each other. So we're going to put this out into the universe. I want you to claim it, own it. It's yours. If anything was a confirmation for you, let me know in the comments. I love to know that as well. I want to thank Spirit for these messages today. How gorgeous. If you picked Group C, this reading is for you, the perfect match. We all want a perfect match. You complete each other in the most harmonious way. So the missing piece of the puzzle, I've been looking for you. This is exactly what I always thought it would feel like, or I hoped it would feel like. So that's what Spirit wants for you as well. Spirit, tell me about my future spouse, any evidence, anything about their personality or relationship, clues, anything that you can share with us today. I am listening for you now. I have rekindling an old flame. Oh boy. So for some of you, if this isn't something that you want, go to reading A or reading B. You could have somebody that you have been thinking about and you're wanting to be with them. And if they come back, it's going to turn into a commitment. So we've got possibly a no contact situation or somebody from our past that maybe it wasn't the right time at the right place the first time. Doesn't mean that we had a complete relationship. It could be that, you know, we thought there was something there, but it didn't go anywhere. That could have happened. And now it's coming back around. You know, it could be a feeling of some better timing, different place, different time. So think of it that way. But somebody that you already know, somebody that has crossed your path once before, Spirit just said, but the timing is better now. I have your irreplaceable, and there's this big, huge diamond. If this person is coming back, it's because they've given some thought to, you're the one that got away, or I do want a commitment with you. I don't want to lose you. So they're coming back with an offer. I have music. That came into me as every song I hear reminds me of you. It's like I can't even listen to the radio because it's just us. It's this constant. So it's more about the radio. It's more about every song. It just reminds me of you. I have transition. I've been changing. I've gone through a lot. So they could come back and say, I've made some big changes in my life, and this is what I want you to know. And there were toxic influences in my life. Maybe they made some significant changes. Maybe they were struggling with addiction or alcohol and they got help. And they're coming back when they're healthy. They're completely sober. They've been sober for a long time. They're a totally different person. And Spirit says you will recognize the person that they were. So maybe the person that you fell in love with is the one coming back to you, because the one who maybe you pushed away was the one who had a problem of some kind. I'm intrigued. Nostalgia at the bottom of my deck. So this feeling of I want to know what you've been up to, or I never stop thinking about you, or I'm wondering, you know, can we have back what we had? So I definitely am feeling that you've got someone. I feel like it's a soul contract that can't be broken, that it's meant to come back, whether it's a twin flame or it's a soulmate, that nothing can come between this particular soul contract. So I do feel that. I feel like but this time when it comes back, it's for good. And that's what we're going to hear. We're going to hear that I do want a future with you. I do want a commitment. I do want to get married. So it's it's like a 180. I have a 6 of Cups. I never forgot about you. Yeah, they're doing a lot of reminiscing about what we had. I have a Hermit. I've been alone. I don't want to be alone anymore. I have an Ace of Pentacles. There's my offer. They're coming back with the offer, and the offer is the commitment. You're my Empress. I do want to have a family with you if that's something we haven't started or you still want, or that's something that you've asked them for. I do want to be committed to you. I want to make you happy. I've made the changes. So this is definitely a soul contract reconciliation. I will 100% commit to that. So it's somebody who maybe you always thought you'd end up with them. Maybe you thought at the end of the day, somehow, some way, you'd end up with them. And here they are. That the time, there was something about the timing, or there was something about this person needed to heal. Okay, they weren't ready for what you wanted. And we're at a different place, a different time. Maybe we've had other relationships in between, and now they're ready. But they haven't forgotten anything about you, Spirit just said. They know everything about you. They know you better than you know yourself, they're saying. So I think it's a twin flame coming back. I have a Queen of Pentacles. That came into me as they're really proud of you. They're really proud of the work that you do, how independent you become. I'm just, yeah, this is a lot of, I can't wait to tell you how proud I am of you. I've been either watching you from afar, or I heard, through the grapevine how you're doing. I've been looking into you to try to reach out to you. So, but I do feel like they're tremendously proud for some reason. I have a High Priestess. That just came into me as, do you believe it also? Here's a Two of Cups. Do you believe that we could be happy again? Do you believe that we could find the love that we shared again? And that I have to tell you that this is if it isn't a twin flame, I'd be shocked, because it's so, to me, psychically, it just feels like a soul contract that I can't say no to anymore. I've either gone away and learned some lessons that I needed to learn, and now I want to come back for this union. And I just want you to know that that I'm coming back, if I haven't come back already. Some of you, maybe you've connected to this person and you want to know what their intentions are. Are they going to take this? Are they being honest with saying, I want a future with me? So let's see what some of the loving messages are. You've changed me for the better. I am breaking generational curses and moving towards you. I don't necessarily believe in curses, but definitely cycles and patterns in families that, if their parents were alcoholics, and then all of a sudden they found themselves becoming, sick. That's hereditary right there. But, they're breaking some kind of cycle. They want to be a better person. They don't want to live like their parents or their grandparents. They want to break a cycle. They want to break out of it. And maybe you are a good influence for that. My life is one big mess, and I'm working hard to fix it so I can be free. Please be patient with me. And I feel like that's what they've been doing. And you probably have moved on. You probably moved on. You probably dated other people. You probably said, I can't wait for you. And lo and behold, the window of opportunity comes back, that you're available, they're available. And somehow Spirit says, no, this is who I really need you to be with. This is who I want you to be with. Wow. I'm not going to allow my fear to get in the way of our love. I can't lose you again. Yeah, this person is definitely coming back, and you must have had something very special to begin with, because there's a lot of memories. There's a lot of, I let you go once and I'm not going to let you go again. During this time apart, I have done a lot of self-reflecting and recognize how deep our connection really is. So can you love somebody for years and not see them? Yes. So that's how it feels to me. It feels like I never stopped loving you. And I'm realizing it now, that you've always had a place in my heart, and I never stopped loving you. Let's get some initials. Maybe we'll get some evidence. Maybe some of you will, connect to this. So first initials, last initials, full name, something like that. I have the letter C. an L, A, R, Claire. I have a G, I have a C, F, D, V, G, L, E, J, Z, P, Q, W. Let's get two more, O and I. Okay, so some of you definitely could be connecting to that. Let's see what sign they may be or sign you may be. Spirit, please share with me. They're saying that it can't tear us apart, you know, whatever this connection was. So I feel that they're saying we're older. We've grown older, but we still haven't changed. So maybe there's been years between us, or there is years between us. Maybe there's an age difference. I have Taurus. I have a Cancer. I have a Virgo, Pisces, and I have a Gemini today. And I do know my charms have some signs as well. Spirit, tell me more about this connection, about this personality. They're saying that this person is working hard to do the right thing, that they want to come back and do the right thing. They want to be honest. They want to be truthful. They want to be right by your side. They want to share everyday life with you. And that's maybe what they were afraid of before. I have a star. They dream. It's almost a feeling of, I dream of a life with you. I will say that. I dream of just every day, waking up to you, going to bed with you, cooking, holidays, taking care of the house, going grocery shopping. Like they don't care. They just want to be with you. They don't care what you do. I have an 8 of Wands. This could come in, if it isn't here now, it could come in suddenly and out of nowhere. Little bit of a blast from a past energy. They just said that you are going to lose it when you hear their voice. You're both going to lose it. Okay, whether it's a phone call or it's in person, it's just, I have put this on hold for so long, and I've kind of held my breath, and I thought this was over, and I thought I'd never see you ever again in my lifetime. And it's very, very emotional. The reunion is very emotional. They're saying deep, big hugs, deep kiss, deep look into my eyes, and just very, very emotional. I have a King of Wands, fantasizing about making love to you. King of Swords. I need to be honest with you is what's going to happen. So you could see a side of this person you haven't even seen. You could see that they've changed so much that all of a sudden, they're just talking from their heart. They're talking with more love. They're talking with more passion. They could have, they could be more spiritually guided, and that could be part of it, that they have connected to a higher power and they are more spiritually guided because of that. I have an Ace of Wands. I feel like the passion's going to come right back. This person you're very attracted to, Spirit saying this person is somebody like nothing has ever, I think it's a twin flame coming back, because it's very high chemistry, very high attraction. I do feel a little bit of an age difference, so I will throw that in there. I also feel like I have the divine masculine, I feel like is a larger man in the sense that it's a tall man. It's somebody who would have like very broad shoulders, somebody who would be, you know, like well over 6 feet, just a big, extra large kind of individual. And I feel like the divine feminine in this connection is more of a, because I do feel like it's a divine, I feel like it's a male and a female. And I feel that it's a petite person, somebody who's very petite. So there's also this kind of size difference, that this person makes you feel like you're just this tiny little thing, because of how big they are. But I just feel that's how it's coming into me. Let's get some charms. Let's see what the charms are saying. Maybe we'll get some more evidence. You know, just remember these are general readings. So not every clue is going to connect to you. Just take the ones that do connect to you. So, but if enough connect to you, you start to go, I think this was for me. I think this reading was for me. All right, let's see what else they have. Let me go over here for a couple more. Okay. All right. I have a letter M. I have a C. I have a Capricorn. I have an S. An S. I have this painting palette, but it's coming into me as a, one of us we could have children, grandchildren, and I don't know, we just say they're very creative. You know, they love to paint, they love to color, they love Play-Doh. You know, that's, you know, you're talking about, you know, you haven't seen this person for a long time. Maybe there's a grandchild in the mix or something, or a child, since you were with this person. But it's, you know, tell me about them. And I feel like this person, you know, the children, this particular child's very talented, or likes to, is very artistic, like likes to do anything with their hands, something like that. I have a red cat. I have a cat. I have a cat. Okay. I'm going to say that. I have 2 guitars. That's interesting. So little bit of a, maybe I can play an instrument. Maybe I'm in a band with some people. Maybe it's like a garage band with my friends. You know, I've learned how to play an instrument. I'm having fun with it. You know, I think I do it as a hobby, but maybe I'm just having fun with it. I just love, I love live music. Okay. I have a starfish. I have, I'm just seeing how these, okay, I have a starfish and I have a whale's tail. That feels more like a vacation to me. It feels maybe the first time we go on a vacation, we go, what is it, whale watching? Maybe that's something that we do together. We go somewhere that's, you know, very scenic. Part of me feels like I'm going up to like Nantucket, the Cape, even as far as like Nova Scotia, or that kind of Maine, Canada. But I'm going whale watching is how it's coming into me. So maybe that's something that we do. I have a beautiful dress. This looks like a wedding dress, and I have I love you. Okay, so that feels like a wedding dress to me, and I have I love you. And so that feels like a proposal to me. It really does. Okay, I have apple picking. It feels like apple picking, cherry picking, peach picking, something like that. And I feel that I am, they're saying seasonal, like more seasonal places. So I live somewhere that has apple trees. I want to go somewhere and go apple picking, or that's something that, you want to do. So this person, like I said, wants to just be with you. And there's this feeling of, I don't care what we do, but it's like day to day, what everyday people would do. All right. It's a beautiful fall weekend. Let's go apple picking and get our pumpkin for the porch. Okay. So it's that kind of a feeling. And then I have like a decorating, a Christmas ball. So it's, let's get our Christmas tree. Let's decorate the tree together. So this person wants to be a part of your life and part of your home is how it's coming into me. I have a popcorn. Which is my favorite. I love popcorn. And that could be, I just had deja vu in a psychic reading. That's funny. So the popcorn came into me as that's their favorite. That's their favorite snack. Could be microwave popcorn. I would say movie theater popcorn is probably their favorite, but any kind of popcorn, they make popcorn at home. That could be their favorite snack. Maybe you know that about them already. Okay, so here is the charms. How gorgeous. And let's see what some of the final messages are. So, sometimes we just don't know what spirit has for us. And if there's somebody out there that you've been wondering all these years, whatever happened to that person, and you still feel your heart connected to that person, some of you may be hearing from that person soon. I have communication. Somebody's ready to reach out, expressing their feelings, messaging you. They want to catch up with you. They want to grab a cup of coffee. Let's grab a drink. I want to see you again. I want to talk to you. I have memories, an old flame. Yeah, I mean, this reading is just across the board, exactly what Spirit wants you to know. You got somebody coming back from the past. An old flame. They've been reminiscing about how things used to be. So they want to come back. Make believe. Okay. Imaginary false. Too good to be true. I think that they are doing a lot of daydreaming about what it would be like to be with you and what our life could be like together. You're the one that got away, they're saying. So they've had a lot of time to think about what we could have together. And I have controlling, overprotective. Okay, so maybe they, if they were having trouble in the past, they weren't the person that you needed them to be. Maybe that's something that they've worked on, like, I want you in my life. I'm not looking to control you or tell you what to do. I want you in my life. So let me get a couple more of these. I'm loyal. I want you to know, be loyal and reliable. And I want to honor you. So I want to respect you. I'm loyal to you. I'm faithful to you. I want a commitment is how I feel. And I want traditions. I want to decorate our house for Christmas. I want a home with you. I want to sit on the couch and watch a movie and eat my popcorn. And I want you there by my side. So yeah, this person is definitely hoping that if they come back, that we can have the kind of commitment that maybe they thought we were going to have, even years ago. Spirit, please share with me. You can't scare me away. I'm here for the long haul. They don't want to give up on you this time. They don't want to lose you a second time, is how I feel. Like they can't live without you. And they've realized that. My most precious treasure is you. I've realized you're my gem, that big diamond, you're irreplaceable. Our time feels limited and I want to hold this moment forever. I don't want to waste time. I don't want to waste time pushing you away. Maybe we've gotten older And maybe, I don't know how old you are at this point, but, you know, maybe you're looking at it and saying, you know, I don't want to waste any more time by not being with you, because how many more years are we going to live? I don't want to spend another 10 years of my life without you. So it could be something like that too, that I just, based on how old you are. I'm ready to level up our relationship. Yeah, this person's ready to, if they're coming back fast. They're coming back on a mission to try to win your love again and try to let you know that they never stopped loving you. Spirit, please share with me when. I have at the holidays. Okay, maybe at the holidays they had kind of an aha moment, like, I'm by myself and I'm by myself all the time. And why am I by myself? And what is my person doing? And I should be with them right now. So maybe they weren't with you over the holidays and it was really, really hard. I have autumn being important. There's my apple picking energy. I have the next full moon. I like when all the stars are aligning. That feels nice. And I have within the next 6 months. Maybe we'll get some big answers. Wow, that was a good one. Only because I felt like there was so much confirmation that this person's coming back. So we're going to put this out into the universe for those of you that needed to hear this message. I want to thank Spirit for these messages today. How gorgeous. If you are new to this channel, please remember to hit that like, subscribe, ring the notification bell, comment, claim it, it's yours. If you'd like to book a private reading with me, I'll put my website below, KathyMamolenPsychicMedium.com. Also, please check out my other 2 YouTube channels, my main channel and my Twin Flame Soulmate channel, and the links will be in the comments. So we will see you all again real soon for your next pick a card. Bye-bye, everybody.